my name is Kelly Antone, Siemens HMI and SCADA Specialist with PCC. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to configure a historical trend on a Siemens Comfort panel. The first thing that we need to do is go into our project tree and we need to locate the section that is called Historical Data. So I'm going to double click on Historical Data. When I double click on Historical Data, that takes me into the Historical Data Editor. There are two tabs in the upper right hand corner here. There's Data Logs and Alarm Logs. We want to make sure that we have Data Logs selected because that would be for doing historical data. So I need to create a data log, so I'll double click on Add New. The data log, we have to give it a name, so I'm just going to accept the default name. When you are configuring your data log, you have this table editor up above where you can configure your attributes, or you can come down into the property section down below in the inspector window to be able to configure your attributes as well. So when I configure the data log, the first thing that we need to do is configure the storage location. So this is under the general storage location, and this is really the type of file. So you have a choice between CSV, RDB, or TXT. So I'm going to pick a CSV file, which is a standard ASCII text file. The next thing is you have to define the actual path. This is going to be the location of where the log data is going to be stored on the panel. So you have choices here between SD card, USB stick, and a network drive. So I'm going to pick the SD card of the Comfort panel. You can also select how many records that you will store in the actual data log. The next thing that we need to decide on is the type or the logging method. So we can do a circular log where it's just one file. When the log becomes full, it just overwrites itself. Or we can do a segmented circular log, which is a series of files after so many records are reached. So for this lesson, I'm just going to do a circular log. So now we can configure our data log. Our data log is configured, but now we have to decide what tags are going to be put inside of this actual data log. So in this middle window here under logging tags, you can click on Add New. So you can give the tag that you're going to log an actual name here, or we can just accept the default. So I'll just accept the default of, it's going to be called logging tag 1. The process tag is the actual tag in the PLC that you are ultimately going to log. So I'm going to select the browse button here so that I can browse into my tags. In my application, I have a tag table called demo tags, and I have two integer tags. So I'll pick word 1 for my first one. Now the acquisition mode, this is when the data is going to be logged. So you have a choice here between cyclic, on change, or on demand. So cyclic is just at a constant rate, so every 5 seconds it would log values into the log. Or if you do on change, that would be only when the value changes does a value get put in the log. So I'm going to do a cyclic log here. The logging cycle, you can select from predefined logging rates, or you have the ability also to add in your own logging rates. So I'm going to just select 2 seconds, one of the the predefined logging rates. So every 2 seconds, my tag word_1 is going to be stored inside my data log. Okay. Now I'm going to select one more, or add one more tag to my data log. This time, instead of selecting word 1, I will select the word 2 tag. So I've got 2 values, and I have those set up so that the values will change automatically so we can see some real data. When we look at the acquisition mode here, you've got your cyclic and it's going to be 2 seconds. There's also limits that you can set. So you can configure the trend so that you only can log data when it falls within a certain limit, or you log data when it falls outside of a certain limit. So that's additional configuration that could be configured for the log. So once you have the data log created and assigned some logging tags, the next thing that we would need to do is have to go back to our trend screen. So I'm going to open up my trend screen, and I've got my word_1 tag and my word_2 tag, that's visible here in IO field. So those values will update. Now to display the historical data, I would have to go over to my toolbox and then look in the controls area, and I would select the trend view. So I'm going to take a trend view object, and I'm going to draw the trend view object out onto the screen. So now I do have a trend view object. It defaults right into the trend area. So in this trend area, I have to add in the actual pens that would be plotted on this historical trend. So if I click on Add New, the first thing, you've got a name for the actual trend value. You do have a style here. In this style dropdown, you can pick how you're going to connect the dots or the points that you're going to plot. So I'm just going to do interpolated, so I'll get, connect the dot type trend. The line width, I can increase that. Now, my IO field up here, I've got red text, so for my line color here, I will select red, so I'll have a red line that gets plotted on the trend value. Now, the next thing is the trend type. Right? When I select the trend type, I have a choice between cyclic real-time, so that would be a real-time trend, or a data log. If I do cyclic real-time, I just have to, in my source settings here, just pick my tag and then the sample rate as far as how fast that trend is going to be updated. But we're going to do historical data, so I'm going to pick a data log. Now in the source settings here, in the drop-down, I would have to select the data log that I just created, so I can browse for that and select my data log. Now the process value, this is actually going to be which tag is going to go inside that data log. So I will pick the word _1 tag. And now that would be, assigned to, or I should say this is going to be the tag that it's picking out of the data log. So I will pick that. Now I'll click on Add New again. This time for my second trend value here, the style, okay, I'll do interpolated as well. Line width of 2 is fine. And I will pick a green color so that it matches, the text up here. Then I will accept that. The trend values, in this column, this is how many, points would be displayed on an actual trend. And then the data log, the trend type here. Then I will have to go into my source settings here. And now out of the data log that I created, instead of putting word 1 on there a second time, I'm going to need to select word 2. So it's going to take that tag out of the data log and plot that on my trend. Now, when I look at the actual trend properties down over here on the left-hand side, you have all different areas that you can configure. One of the things is going to be your left value axis or your right value axis. So you can actually configure what that range is. So I'm just going to do a 0 to 100 value here. So there's lots of configuration that can go into the historical trend from a cosmetic standpoint. So at this point I have my trend configured, and what I will do is I will select my HMI. I will start my simulation. So it's going to start compiling my project. It's going to start the HMI runtime software, and I will go to the actual trend screen. Now, one of the things when you work with the historical trend, okay, it's actually logging data, but you have to leave the screen and come back for it to load the trend data. So if I go to my home screen and go back to my trend screen, now it's going to reload that data and then give me the ability to move my trend data. So if you move the ruler over the trend data, you can actually see the actual values wherever that trend is. You can stop the trend and fast forward, rewind. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can move the ruler back and forth, etc. Usually what I'll do in a real application is I will put another button on the screen that's called refresh, that just calls the same screen, so that when you leave the screen and you come back, it'll update and give you, the updated trend values. So in this lesson, I showed you how to configure a historical trend on a Siemens Comfort panel.